Well, it's about that time for these college recruits to start showing up for these fall sports, to start getting ready to get their minds and bodies prepared for that first game of the season. Welcome back to Tomorrow's Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. And today, guys, we're beginning to hear fall sports are being canceled. Fall sports are being canceled around the country by a lot of different colleges and universities currently. Never in a million years did I ever think that something of this magnitude could possibly happen. I mean, who would have thought? I mean, right now we're in the middle of a pandemic, and this is happening. With there being so many uncertainties as far as how to treat the issue, treat yourself if by chance you come up with a positive test. Can someone catch it more than once? Colleges and universities, some colleges and universities have gotten afraid and don't really know what to do. Many of them are afraid that if they do decide to play sports, if they do decide to have fall sports, how it may impact not only the sporting program, their sports program, but the college or university itself. And we all know finances got to be on point, especially in times like this where you don't know what's going on. As many of you have heard already, Morehouse College has gone ahead and suspended fall sports for the year. But the crazy part about it is we have not only Morehouse College, but there's a lot of Division III schools that has also decided to do the same thing. There's a school up in Maine. There's a couple up in Pennsylvania, and a couple. Matter of fact, one league in particular, the Ivy League, decided that they're going to shut it down completely. They're shutting fall sports down, and they'll start back up again in January. Many of these colleges and universities, they're looking to protect the student athletes as well as the students that will be on campus. I mean, many of you already know there's going to be some type of influx on schedules. There may not be as many students on campus. There may be, who knows? I mean, everyone's trying to come up with a policy or procedure right now, how they want to work things out. With, understanding these tests, understanding that these tests, the number of positive tests have increased. I'm going to use one college in particular. Clemson University currently right now has 47 positive tests. That's coaches and student athletes. Understand how that could impact a smaller college or university that doesn't have as big of a budget for a fall sport like Clemson University. I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure this is going to hurt. It's going to hurt many colleges and universities budgets. Period. If they don't have that type of money, if they don't have the type of revenue that's coming in from their sports, or they don't have that money set aside to where that they can dip in that money and still stay afloat with that sport, it only makes sense for them to do it. One thing came across was the amount that it will cost per test, per player, or per player per coach. You're looking at anywhere from $100 to $150 for a test for someone to be tested. Now, just think, many of these colleges and universities have upwards to 80 student athletes playing on a football team. I'm just going with one of the bigger name schools. What do you do for that student if they test positive, other than they have to quarantine for 14 days? A lot of these presidents and coaches are not wanting to take that risk. They're not wanting to take that risk. So when you sit back and you add it all up and you look at that number, you understand why many of these presidents, these college and university presidents, they're left scratching their heads with their hands tied. Because if they decide to go further with those fall sports, remember now, guys, they're still requiring for us to social distance. So that means the stadiums are not going to be full. Your concession stands are not going to sell. what they normally would sell if they're open at all. Every line that you look at on that budget, that line is in the red, in the red, in the red, in the red. And that's not where you want to be. At the end of each season, you want to be somewhere in the black, where you're saying like, hey, we made some type of revenue for that sport. Because not to mention, you got to deal with equipment. You got to pay for the officials. You got to pay for cleanup. There's a lot of different things that go into that. These different leagues that many of these schools are under, they're not funding the funding that normally would come through them. They're not giving it up because the finances aren't there. So, excuse me. So when you sit back and you look at everything, you have to understand why would some of these schools go ahead and have fall sports? In many instances, it doesn't make sense. I'm for certain you're going to see the Power 5 schools, they're going to go ahead and continue on anyway. So guys, you get ready and make sure you keep yourselves safe. Please wear your masks. Also, guys, make sure you continue to keep doing social distancing. Like I said, this thing they say is supposed to pick up. They're saying this pandemic is supposed to pick up even worse than where we are right now. And I'd rather see many of you upright, standing and breathing and living life. Guys, all I'm asking is be safe out there. Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you wash your hands. Keep yourself clean. Hey, guys, when you come off those fields from practicing, get your tails in the shower. Take your nice warm bath or shower. Get yourselves cleaned up. Take care of yourself. Do not sit around and just let time pass and don't continue to keep washing your hands. That's the key. Guys, if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, follow us on social media. Our links are listed below in the description. Be that one. Be that one and lead.